All right, so this week we're gonna start building some awareness around protein. Now that you saw the nerd video, this goes into the cool stuff of the how. Okay, so what are we gonna do this week? What do I have to do every day, right? What are my daily tasks? Let's get into it. So we wanna start understanding, one, how much protein are you eating now? Okay, so number one, we wanna build awareness. The only way you can make a change is if you become aware of the thing that you're changing. All right, so protein. There are multiple different types of protein. You have to start thinking about what types of protein you're eating. Now, you're going to be given a sheet that tells you all of the different proteins. That way, if you're like, hey, is a bean a protein? Yes, it is. We got to count that. So we want to start building awareness. So the main proteins are going to come in animals, okay, plants, nuts, seeds, and legumes. Legumes and beans. So animals would be like eggs, chicken, fowl, red meat, turkey, okay? Then you have, dairy. Okay, where we have yogurts and cheese, my favorite. I'm a little mouse, I love cheese. Okay, plants, there's a lot of protein that are actually in different plant foods. Okay, so we're gonna start thinking about what's in there. We can start becoming aware of that. Nuts and seeds, so what we're really looking for is what are you currently eating already? All right, and last but not least, legumes and beans. So what do we have to do? We have to track that. We have to find out what it is that you're eating. So my program, I'm not a huge tracker. I'm only gonna make you track your food for 3 days this week. That's it. I want you to get a baseline of your protein. Don't change your diet. You are not changing your diet. So whenever you get this video, the first 3 days, you are simply tracking. You are not moving anything up or down. You're just tracking. So a great tracker tool, MyFitPal. It's free. You can use it. There's other trackers in there. You are not tracking calories, you are not tracking carbs. All you are tracking is this. So for example, if I get up in the morning, I actually do a scoop of protein and oatmeal almost every morning. Well, how much protein is in that scoop? I go, so here, wait 1 second. So what I'll do, I like everything to be as real as possible, is all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check the label on the back. Okay, you could enter that into MyFitPal. All right, or if you don't know, look it up on MyFitPal, most labels. So just start becoming aware. This is developing this skill of nutrition, which is a knowledge base. Start become aware of what you're eating. All right, so this is 24 grams. So I'd log that down to MyFitPal or write it down to note. I don't care how you track. I want you to find something that works for you. I'm old school. I just look at stuff and write it down. All right, let's say I love peanut butter. Okay, peanut butter, again, maybe I'm just globbing it on because that's what I love to do. I just dig it in there and throw it in there with a ton of apples. Before I know it, I'm like, shit, I'm eating about 4 tablespoons and it's 7 grams per 2, so that's 14 there. Okay, so what you're doing is you're building awareness and just tracking for 3 days. 3 days is a great snapshot of almost anyone's diet because let's be serious, we eat the same things almost every day, the same type of meals. Sure, the weekends can get away from us and that's usually all over, but we tend to buy the same type of things. What I want to know is how much are you eating? You know, do you know the difference between 4 and 6 ounces of meat? Because I don't want you to weigh and measure your food for the rest of your life. I want you to start getting a really good idea of your food intake. So for 3 days, you are tracking. If you don't know, sure, you can bust out a food scale and measure it. I only count what's cooked, so cook it and then measure it. It's a really good idea to weigh and measure food once. I do this once every like 6 months just to see, because I can get away with a lot. I'll start adding tons of different things on it. Before I know it, I'm eating like 20 tablespoons of peanut butter a day. So it's good to build awareness for a little bit just to understand. We need to build awareness. This will be the equivalent, again, of me going into, as a finance director, going into your debt and credit and looking at where your spending patterns and giving you advice with never looking at your finances ever. That would be weird because what do? You start becoming aware of your spending habits. You're like, shit, I'm spending $20 at Wawa every day or at Starbucks. You have to start building that awareness so you can then start building personal accountability. But I like to do it in these little steps. So for the first 3 days, you are simply tracking these things. If you have a question on what is or isn't a protein, you have a sheet. That's the Ammo Health Protein Cheat Sheet. You're gonna check that out, all right? So next video is gonna tell you what to do after the 3 days.